Hey guys, what's up? It's Schlaw coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schlaw. And today I was a little bit more rushed than usual for whatever reason. It was pretty strange. Can't really deny. But yeah, at the end of the day I didn't really get my timing properly done, I guess. If that makes any sense. Like, I got in here probably about a minute later than I should have. Which was a little weird because, again, I was trying to think about. I don't know what I was trying to think about, actually. Uh huh. Was today a good day? I don't know. Today was an alright day. I don't really feel that it was like the best. Honestly, I'm kind of in a strange place, like mentally. I keep feeling I don't know, I'm just kind of like not sure where I'm at right now in life. Like, I just don't really know. I'm just kind of tired of I guess conversations with people and all. Things end up feeling off. It's like you think you find friends and things are relatively good, but it's still not the types of like conversations and things that you really want to be engaging with. And for some reason, yeah, I just don't know. I mean, it's really something I've always felt where it's like I really want to talk to people, but the things that most people talk about are confusing and don't make any sense to me, and then vice versa. Like the things I really want to get into or talk about, they don't make sense to other people. It's a matter of focus and priorities, I guess. And I don't even know, what the real truth even is. Like, I'm not necessarily saying who's right or wrong or things like that. I think it's just a matter of fact, like how things are. You know what I mean? Because it's so difficult to figure that out, I think. You know, I don't want to say that the things I want to talk about are just like more important, even though I guess that's an all right way to describe it. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, I wonder, I want to start to try to have more faith in my life, you know, like it's interesting. I've had such little faith in my life my whole life, and want to start to be more connected to something. You know, maybe more things will make sense if I actually try to deal with stuff in a different way. I remember months and months ago saying I wanted to be more spiritual, and I never really achieved that at all. I mean, the past couple months have been very material. They've been very secular in nature, and I never really made that progress into the esoteric that I really wanted to. But part of that has just been where I've been at mentally. Um, it's tiring. It's a fatiguing spot I'm at in life, and it's weird. You know, like I don't really understand. But I think I should try to find some kind of a more concrete belief factor that, I don't know what I'm saying, concrete belief factor. Um, Concrete belief system that is more concrete. You know, something that's more solid, maybe something that's more hopeful. And I guess there actually was glimmers and glimpses of that way back in the earlier car rides with Schlaw. There were moments where I tried to be more confident. Things will get better for me, etc. But I guess it just gets difficult for me to hold on to and to continue to process those kinds of beliefs. You know, it's like there always ends up being some kind of worry or doubt at work. It's rare that I'm able to have that degree of confidence and just faith in things. And I think a lot of people, they have it. And they're in worse conditions than me, you know? And so I wonder, like, why am I not... Why am I on such shaky ground about a lot of things? Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have too much to talk about. It's just like it's just a day that kind of felt kind of empty, like I don't know. I mean, that really could sum up these past couple months, and it hasn't stopped other episodes from not being good. So I guess it's a silly excuse. There's definitely some things that I think of or want to talk about during the day, but by the time we get to the car, it's just not the same. Like, it's a shame Walks with Schlaw can't continue, because Walks with Schlaw was actually like a great little thing I did. It was this great little thing, honestly. So, but yeah, what can you do, right? I just I don't know. I know what I want to talk about. I'm tired. I think I had this sentiment this morning, but it's still just very exhausting to live with people when I think in the way that I do, where I'm trying to think of like better systems and better ways of doing things, and you realize that like the bar is so low with many people. Oblivious is really the term, and it's not really a term or an adjective that I want to talk down to others on, because it's really a human-wide problem. I mean, I'm pretty oblivious. Like, I'm sure there's things that I'm oblivious to. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm aware of a lot, but I'm still oblivious to a lot too, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure as I get older, I'll hopefully become aware of even more things, but it's just how I feel when I talk to people. Like, it feels like they're oblivious, or their beliefs or perceptions of things aren't really accurate. And I think that is very fair to for me to say, really, is like most humans' perceptions and thoughts of reality, they're fairly off. Like they're just inaccurate. They're not, yeah, they're just not accurate. Plain and simple. Um and it's a huge problem. I mean, people's ability to, we've talked about before, trust data, trust statistics. I feel like, I don't know if it's just my limited sample size of humans I've interacted with, but everybody like wants to like defy data and defy statistics and be like, here's my experience, that's different than the data, look at me. um and it's very stressful to me. Like, I don't know why, but it really, well, I know why. It's because all these people, particularly people who are adults, who are twice my age, three times my age, they're just not very familiar with how things operate. Like, they have ideas and they could talk to you about things, but they usually get stuff like sort of wrong, you know? It it just seems like very confusing to me. But yeah, it's true. I think like the average person, is aware of some things correctly, but most things incorrectly. And like they just don't really have a clear view of things. I encounter this very often. A lot of people argue with me about sleep. So many people do. They make claims that they're good on a low amount of sleep, or they're fine, or their body feels like it's fine. A lot of these are lies. And it's very frustrating because this feels like, what most people you have to deal with. Like, I don't know. But it's very stressful for me. I mean, and it's not like I have all the answers. I don't. But I've learned a lot over the past couple years, and now it feels like a little bit scary because I can tell and I can detect just how uneducated people are about like how things work, and a lot of times people only really comprehend stuff in the micro sense, not in the macro sense. Like they don't really know, especially when it comes to political policy or economic theory, like it that people have no idea. You know what I mean? I would even say for some of those things I don't, right? Like it's like that stuff's really complicated. Um but I have an idea of how things work, you know. It's probably more than a lot of people, but and I notice I do this game where it's like cuz I don't want to talk down to people, but when does it become like accurate? When is it like there are certain things that it's just true, I mean, and the same goes for me. Same goes for me. There's certain things that I should be talked down to. I'm sure. And like usually when it's something I've really put a lot of effort into, is it's good to just be able to apologize. Like I think that's a really good skill to have. A lot of people I notice don't. And yeah, like it's just not that big of a deal for me to apologize. Now, I guess that potentially gets you into some issues where maybe like I'm fast to apologize when I shouldn't, but at the end of the day, it prevents a lot of micro problems in your life because some people just won't do it And if you don't do it either, then it just starts like a lot of commotion over oftentimes nothing. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. I really, though, like, I recently, what I guess I've been feeling today is kind of like a sense of, I don't know, I almost wonder, like, in some ways, if I've regressed, you know? Like, I wonder how things will be, how things will turn out. I kind of am afraid that, the life I'm living, it's been too good, it's been too easy. Haven't really had to deal with too much. So yeah, oftentimes it's like that confidence of, you know, I feel like I've been pretty lucky, and I guess things have gotten better for me. And I don't sometimes I wonder how much I really deserve it, because I mean, like I've said before, I've kind of gotten everything I've wanted, besides I've said that, I know I've said this expression a million times, but it's like, I've picked all the low-hanging fruit. There's not really much else that I want that isn't like crazy out of reach and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's in some ways living in my mind, it's kind of rough, but the situation that is manifested is, genuinely better, I think, than like what many people go through. So just it's not too good for the show that I keep wanting to think so much. I don't know why, but as you've noticed during some of these recent car rides, I have these long pauses, and it's just because my brain wants to think, you know, and you can't really force anything. Like, it's, like I can't force myself to not do that. Oh, my mind, like my mind really. I say I'm regressing because it's like I want to say really the first. It's like the longer I've worked, it's like I keep losing more and more motivation, which I guess is normal, but you know, at the same time, I'm not really sure like if it's all that normal. Like I think to some extent it's kind of abnormal. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a shame. Just lost it. I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah. Isn't that tragic? Yeah, I just keep having all these thoughts about things. Like I think I don't know, I just want to start doing more with my life, and I feel like I never really, well, maybe I did figure it out cuz I'm having these thoughts, but the whole like social thing, it's just kind of like a waste. Like I mean, it's a shame I don't have friends who it just seems like everybody is like the same in that way, like where it's always I'm I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking because it's just gonna be inflammatory, not really for any good reason. So yeah, I just don't know. That's why I don't want to really say too much right now. But yeah, it's just been kind of like a. I think I remember. Yeah, like it's normal for 5 minutes later. Um, Probably more like three. It's normal, but I feel like for me it's severe. Where it's like when I first started working, I was trying way too hard, and then now it's like I'm just really not doing too well. Like I don't know, I'm hanging in there, but just all so crazy. I do kind of feel tired too, which is weird because I shouldn't. Like, I believe my sleep was very good last night. So I don't really know what that's about. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's probably a mix of tiredness and wanting to think. But again, I kind of worry because of all the stock that's in this show. You know, all this. Oh wait, I've been wanting to end these sooner. Sorry. It's been Schlaw, but now it's time to buy Schlaw. So, see you, Schlaw.